Do you love silly stories for kids? Why not consider joining our family? You can even get a very special message from one of your favourite Silly Stories for Kids characters. Head over to the website to find out more. It's your support that helps us to continue to make exciting stories and more crazy content.
Did somebody say crazy?
Oh, Pimpin, no. Pimpin!
One day, two little kids named Ned and Olive were outside. They were outside for a very specific reason. It was because it was their turn to take out the rubbish. So they had collected the rubbish from inside and were taking it outside to the bin. And when they got to the bin, it looked a little bit different. Ned, said Olive. Yep, said Ned. Does this bin look different to you? It does, said Ned. I wonder what's going on. Oh well, let's pop it in. They took the rubbish and popped it into the bin. And when they did, it started making a funny noise. And then it made another noise. Pop, 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 pop. What is that noise? Said Olive. It almost sounds like... And then the lid of the rubbish bin popped back open and popcorn started blasting everywhere. Wow! Said Olive as she dove out of the way. They looked around and the ground was completely covered in popcorn. What just happened? Said Ned. I don't know, said Olive. Hello, children, said a voice. Who are you? Said Olive as a man stepped out from behind the rubbish bin. My name is Bonigo. What do you think of my newest invention? It's pretty cool, said Olive. Did the rubbish bin just turn all our rubbish into popcorn? Ah, yes it did. We have a very special rubbish bin that turns the rubbish into popcorn. That's fun, said Ned. I have decided to do some more modifications on rubbish bins. Do you think your children could help me? Said Benigo. Sure, said Olive. Definitely, said Ned. So the two kids went with Benigo and started going along their street. When they approached the next rubbish bin, Benigo had a look at it. Ah, this one looks very confusing. What should we do with this one, I think? What could we make it turn the rubbish into this time, said Olive. Do you think we could make this rubbish bin turn all the rubbish into chocolate bars? I don't see why not, said Benigo. Okay, grab that toolbox just there. Okay, said Olive. Olive grabbed the toolbox and brought it over to Benigo. Okay, now we need to do the changes here, he said as he started using one of the tools on the bottom of the rubbish bin. Excuse me, Ned, can you please pass me a screwdriver? Okay, said Ned. He handed one across to Benigo and Benigo kept working. They started running around the street looking for rubbish everywhere. They picked up packets of chips off the ground and they found empty bottles and they collected them all and brought them over to the bin. Okay, kids, throw them in, said Benigo. So they threw all the rubbish into the bin and as they did, the bin started making some noises. Bing! What was that noise? Said Olive. Open up the bin and see, said Benigo. So Olive opened up the rubbish bin and as she did, chocolate bars started flying out everywhere. Wow, this is the best! Ned went over and picked one up and he scooped up a handful of popcorn from their bin and he started munching away. Benigo, this is good, he said. I know that popcorn recipe is my very own and these chocolate bars are very tasty. So the kids started having a little snack. Would you like to do some more bin changes? Yes, please, said Olive. Why don't we go change that one over there? Oh, okay. What are we going to do with this one? Do you think we could modify that bin to make it turn the rubbish into toys? Oh, said Benigo. Maybe. Let's go see. So the kids went over with Benigo, and Benigo had a very careful look at the bin. I wonder we could change this here and we could add this here. Okay, yes, I think we can do it. Okay, Olive, can you please hand me a spanner? So Olive handed Benigo some tools and he started to work. Benigo worked and added all kinds of things and used lots of tools. Okay, for the finishing touches, Ned, can you please hand me that little colorful orb just there? Ned was busy eating popcorn and having a chocolate bar, so he picked up what he thought Benigo was talking about and handed it across to him. Benigo was very busy and he popped it into the rubbish bin.
I think it is complete. Okay, kids, go get some rubbish.
Okay, said the kids. So they started running around once again, trying to find more and more rubbish. They came back with handfuls of all kinds of things.
Okay, throw it into the bin, said Benigo.
Okay, said the kids. So they threw all the rubbish into the bin, and the bin started making some funny noises. Oh, that noise was a bit different, said Olive. Yeah, said Ned, that was a very different noise.
That wasn't the noise I was expecting, said Benigo.
All of a sudden, the lid of the bin popped open, and a toy bunny rabbit stuck his head out the top of the bin.
All right, guys, coast's clear,
he said.
Uh-oh, said Benigo. They weren't meant to be alive. Ned, what colored orb did you hand me?
I think it was blue. No, said Benigo.
Let's go,
yelled the bunny rabbit as it jumped out the top of the bin, and following it were all kinds of other toys. There were teddy bears and dolls and army men and stuffed dogs and lions and all kinds of toys, and they all popped out the top of the bin and started running around the street, causing trouble. The bunny rabbit raced over to a garden bed and started ripping out all the flowers. One of the dolls ran into someone's house, and inside, Olive, Ned and Benigo could hear screaming.
Uh-oh, we better go see what that dolly is doing, said Benigo.
Olive and Ned raced to the door, and when they looked inside, the family was trying to eat dinner, and in the middle of their dinner table, the doll was standing, picking up all the food and throwing it at everyone.
Oh no, said Benigo. We need to come up with a solution. The toys are running wild.
Said Olive. Benigo, do you think you could make an invention that could shoot nets?
Oh, maybe, said Benigo. Maybe we could adapt one of the rubbish bins to be a net bazooka.
Okay, quick, let's do it, said Ned. So the kids raced back outside and they found an empty rubbish bin and they started working very quickly.
Okay, screwdriver, said Benigo.
Here you go, said Ned.
Okay, make sure you hand me the purple orb this time.
Ned checked very carefully. Here's the purple one, he said.
Thank you, said Benigo.
They worked and worked and worked until Benigo said,
It is ready.
Olive and Ned picked up the bin and they started racing towards the toys. As they ran around the corner, they saw one of the stuffed animals tipping over all the bins on the street. Okay, said Olive, line him up, Ned. So Ned aimed the rubbish bin and Olive pressed the big button on the back. Out blasted a net and captured the stuffed animal. Said the animal.
Good shot, said Benigo. Quick, let's go get some more.
The kids started running around the neighborhood, and whenever they saw a toy, they'd line them up with the new rubbish bin.
Got him, another one.
They raced around and shot every single animal until they were all caught up in nets. What do we do with them now? Said Ned, as all the little toys were on the ground trying to break out of their nets to cause more trouble.
I guess we could use a very special spray to turn them back into normal toys, said Benigo.
Good idea, said Olive. Do you have some of that?
Hang on, let me check.
Benigo checked his toolbox.
Oh, here we go.
So Benigo pulled the special spray out and handed it to Olive. She sprayed each one of the toys, and as she did, it turned back into a normal toy. It stopped trying to cause trouble, and it stopped being naughty. The kids looked at all the toys on the ground. What do we do with them now? Said Ned.
I don't know, said Benigo.
Maybe, said Olive, we could go give a toy to each kid in the street.
Oh, that is a good idea, said Benigo.
So Olive and Ned went around and knocked on each door, and they gave every kid in the whole street one of the toys that had come out of the rubbish bin. They were very, very grateful and very excited. Olive and Ned were so happy to bring so much joy to so many people. Once they were done, they were very tired and they went back to their house and they sat down in front of their bin and threw bits of rubbish in as the popcorn kept coming out, and they sat around their bin having a popcorn feast. While the kids and Benigo were sitting there, their mum came out. Kids, I thought you were putting the rubbish out. What are you doing? Well, said Olive, with a mouthful of popcorn. I don't think you believe us, even if we told you. And that is the end of the story.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bonigo's Popcorn Bin. We all know that it is good to recycle, but you can now recycle all your rubbish into tasty, tasty popcorn. And it does not taste like banana peels and all the other rubbish that you put into it. It tastes like very yummy, buttery popcorn. We hope that you have been enjoying the silly stories for kids. We want to say a big thank you to Ned and Olive for the idea for this story. It is very special. Make sure to leave a review wherever you find your podcasts. This has been me, Bonigo.
And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.